Right. Well, I'm joined by two very good mates of mine and industry legends, Jim Paterson, who's the chair of Targa Exploration, and Leo Hathaway, who's an advisor to the company. Both are serially successful mining entrepreneurs. Jim has been part of the Discovery Group for a long time and had tremendous success with things like Great Bear Resources, which they sold for a bit over $2 billion last year in a tricky market. So, a tremendous outcome. Jim and the team at Discovery have delivered there for their shareholders. And Leo, the geo, I've known Leo since I moved to Canada 7 years ago. He's a renowned geologist, one of the most successful geologists of all time. Was instrumental in helping Ross Beatty build Lumina Copper, among others. So welcome, fellas. Great to be interviewing you for my first time doing an online interview. So bear with me. Now, tell us what attracted you to Targa. Why did you get involved? Jim, we might start with you there.
I'd be happy to start. It was all about the people, starting with the people that brought the projects to form the company. And if you go through the backgrounds, Leo included, John Robbins, the people that brought the projects to Targa, all of them have been, as you described, serially successful. They've been involved with some of the biggest discoveries in the world in the last couple of decades across the commodity spectrum: copper in Leo's case, gold in Leo's case, John Robbins gold, and Steve Blower uranium, and then as well Sean Ryan. So you've got some of the biggest, baddest brains in all the prospecting world, bringing the projects and squeezing them into this little company, Targa. And then as far as your involvement, you talked about us in a nice way, Craig, but the Inventa Capital team is tremendously successful, lots of horsepower, great ideas. And so this company is part of Inventa, and that is a real stamp of approval. And then as I've been chairman of the company, I've really seen an amazing management team working together. And we're in a tough market for juniors, in particular lithium. But this company, led by Cam, Andrew, and Jeremy, they're going to be able to do great things in a very tough market, in a lithium market. So it's all about the people.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jim, and I didn't make that point up front, but this is our first outing, bringing the Inventa Group, my partner Mike Connett and I together with the Discovery Group, of course, and I think the Discovery Group, preeminent exploration and development group in Canada today. So we're thrilled about that. Leo, what are your thoughts?
Well, I kind of echo what Jim said, Craig. It's exciting to be working with Inventa. I've worked with Inventa before. They've always been really supportive and very successful, smart team you have there. I've also worked with the Discovery Group, and really had a good experience there. So to see you two guys uniting forces is really exciting. And privately we were excited about lithium and looking for lithium projects at the same time that Targa was. John Robbins came on as a partner in the private venture, and then we were looking for a company to partner with our projects on, and Targa was the obvious choice because of the management team and also the property package that you guys had already assembled.
Yeah, very, very, very good. Now, of course, we've got a huge tract of Canada staked, and we're exploring, vast areas of Quebec, and then all the way across most of the provinces. Tell us Leo, which projects are you most excited about at this stage?
Well, you always, it's hard to ever, kind of see any baby as being more beautiful than your baby. So, I'm most excited about Pegmatite Beach, which we kind of followed from the beginning and started out from a staking of a huge lake sediment anomaly that hadn't moved. That lit up all the channels you're looking for geochemically for lithium pegmatite. Very difficult to explain it by being anything else. And then we dug through the old assessment reports and found all these reports of huge outcrops of pegmatites, and then these old black and white photos from like the 40s of these huge pegmatite boulders, and found pegmatite rocks along 60 kilometers of lakes shore up there, hence the name Pegmatite Beach. So I'm really excited to see boots on the ground there and see that grilled or grilled, but the other one, I guess, is and I'm not quite sure how you say it because I've only ever seen it written Opinaka. Is that right?
That's right.
Which is similarly just an exceptional anomaly that's been nailed down by Geochem, and it's going to be really exciting to see that followed up and see that get to drill stage and then drilled.
Very good, Jim.
Well, just build on what Leo said, that project not only has lithium, but a whopper of a gold anomaly. Did that get you excited too, Craig, that gold anomaly?
That anomaly gets me very, very excited. I think we put out news last week on that. And, some of the great discoveries of all time have been made when explorers were exploring a terrain for something completely different. The one that springs to mind is Voisey's Bay, of course. And I think that, tell us a bit about Opinaka. I understand that it's a huge anomaly in till samples. Of a scale that matches Eleanor, so it looks very good to me. Any other thoughts there?
Well, I think that the scale is pretty massive, and it's in the right area to be compared with Eleanor. I think a lot of work needs to be done, but when you're seeing a superficial expression of that size, it's definitely gets the juices flowing. So the team is planning the program right now to go back and attack it this summer.
Yeah, fantastic. Yep. Well, I buy the company for its lithium, and I'll stay for the gold.
Okay,
what? Tell me. So we've now done a financing. We're well capitalized. What's next for the company? What's the work program look like?
I think what we're doing right now is just sorting through all the different projects and prioritizing. So that's a pretty big effort. Obviously, Opinaka is a big one there that the team will be focusing on. It in Northern Canada, it's not only in terms of upside, but logistics are super important as well. So all the programs will be staggered based upon First Nation support, community buy-in, seasonality, and what work has been done to lead us to this year's program. So I think that within the next month, we'll have kind of a state of the nation news release from CAM stating what the priorities are, when the programs will start, and what kind of budgets we can expect for each.
Yeah, fantastic, Jim. The Opinaka, and I'd echo what Leo has to say there. I think it's a phenomenal looking project, both for the lithium potential, but also this surprise gold potential that we've discovered there. And Leo, pegmatite beach, I can't help but agree. That there's a fair hint there if the area is already called pegmatite beach. And I do know one of our other projects, which is a personal favourite of mine, is over in Manitoba, which is right next door to a place called Spodumene Island. So there's a few hints there that there might be lithium and lithium-bearing rocks on all of these properties. And turning to lithium, give us your thoughts on the lithium market. Perhaps we'll start with you, Jim.
Well, it's been destroyed. The market, the pricing has come off big time, and I think that as a junior market high miler, I think you should always be prepared for these cycles to last longer on the top, but mostly the bottom than you would like. So it is a case of your mindset. So I think with Discovery Group and with Inventa and Leo's group too. I mean, we've worked with successful people, which means we have strong supportive shareholders and shareholders that actually support us in tough market conditions to go out and make other acquisitions, raise money to advance projects, even when others can't raise the money. So I think the lithium market's tough. I don't know what EV sales will be going forward, but I know the popularity is definitely increasing. And at this time, the market's a bit of a train wreck, and I think we'll be able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, well said. Leo, have you got any additional thoughts on the market?
Well, I think all of these markets are cyclical, and the fundamentals for lithium are extremely strong long term. And I don't think getting spooked by short-term downturns is not a good investment strategy. In fact, that's probably a buying opportunity. And that's certainly been my experience. So as long as you believe in the commodity and that the fundamentals are strong, and I think that's hard to argue with lithium, like you just know you're going to experience this, and you know you're going to come out of it. But long term, it's going to go up. And with battery metals especially, we've seen a lot of substitution where if something gets expensive, something else substitutes in, and then it balances out. So we're in it for the long haul, and that in my mind is very strong. As I say, these dips are probably a buying opportunity.
Yeah, great buying opportunity.
One comment I made is that all of us on this call here have been lucky enough to be in at a point when it was difficult, but then actually benefit from a turn in the market. And to say you should have bought something when it was low is one thing, but to be buried in it when it was low and have it work out all right, you get that taste, and you recognize the importance of being strong in downturns. So I mean, that's what our groups are all about. And we've got a big land position, we've got eyes to grow, and we've got the team to do it.
Yeah, 100%. I think, the share price where it is at the moment isn't too far above, the initial participants, myself included, our average cost base. So I see the company as being very, very cheap, an extraordinary buying opportunity, and a tremendous opportunity to get behind a team of, explorers with a unparalleled track record in recent years, I think. So there's that great side of things. I also think that we will see a turn in the lithium market. You see some of the news coming out of China. Things are going well, but for us, it's a little bit irrelevant. As you say, it provides a tremendous buying opportunity for other projects. So we'll certainly continue to look at other things and other opportunities. But of course, discovery is where it's at. Discovery is where the greatest point of value generation in our industry. And if you look, I was very fortunate to buy stock in a little story called Patriot Battery Metals back when it was sort of 60 or 70 cents. That went as high as $20 a share, it's trading around $10 a share today. So the discovery of a serious lithium bearing pegmatite in any of these places can deliver extraordinary shareholder returns. So that's why I would be buying the stock today. Anything to add there, Jim?
Well, I'd like to ask Leo, because Leo and his group have been behind some spectacular drill results and exploration discoveries. And Leo, does anything beat the rock and roll feeling of making a discovery?
No, I have to say it doesn't really feel like working when you're onto a discovery. It's just extremely exciting, and not just for the guys executing it on the ground, but also for shareholders. That was our experience with Lumina Copper, and I'm sure you guys have had that as well. There's just a all-round good feeling and excited feeling. But on lithium, Craig made an important point. I think, Canada is a very stable jurisdiction and a very favorable jurisdiction for critical metals. And a lot of lithium deposits are in places in the world with very high political risk. And, and that's what I've tried to focus on in the last, few years, is stable jurisdictions. And Canada, this is a great place to find a mine.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've got full federal and provincial government support for projects, very close to that huge and growing and now undersupplied US lithium market. Of course, Tesla continues to build gigafactories and produce cars at a rate of knots. Other manufacturers are catching up quickly, and I see BYD out of China is potentially going to overtake Tesla as the biggest provider of electric vehicles outside of China. So there's a lot of positive news coming out of the market. I think what we're seeing, the sell-off in lithium prices and lithium assets, probably a temporary blip, and it's another great opportunity to reload in these stories, and Targa presents a tremendous opportunity on that front to get behind a fantastic team with an incredible array of assets. So I think it's a great story on that basis. We don't want to go for too long here. So any other thoughts, either on the projects or the market? I think, Jim, probably worth touching on the team we've got there. Cam Timster, of course, leading as CEO, and you've joined as chairman.
Yep, Andrew Rockendale is the executive director, the rock and roll engine behind a lot of it. Jeremy Pfister is our lithium expert. So we have a really cross-functional team. The meetings that these guys have are amazing, and they're hitting all the aspects of not only the review of our current projects, but what we need to do to advance them. And then they have an eye on growing the company as well, and they have all the capacity to make the right decisions. Supplementing that, our group is one that has a lot of experience in Canada's North, and exploring Canada's North is absolutely like nothing like working in, let's say, Chile or Peru or Nevada. It's its own place with its own challenges. And so you must have a logistical team, a community consultation team that knows what they're doing in those areas. And we definitely have that. So I think we've got all the team members we need. We've got the great projects, big upside. It's definitely the right time for people to be looking at Targa.
Leo, any final thoughts?
No, I just echo what Jim said. It's a great team that knows how to operate in this environment. An amazing array of assets. And something that is going to add value.
No, tremendous. And I think, recruiting Jeremy to the team was something of a coup. Jeremy had just completed his PhD on lithium-bearing pegmatites and their chemistry. He's a doctor of lithium exploration, if you like, the rarest of things at the right time for us. So fantastic to get Jeremy on board, and he's determined to make a discovery. We're right behind him. I'm thrilled about how things are progressing with Targa. It's a tremendous buying opportunity. We're very, very cheap now. We're not going to get cheaper than this, I think. And so it's the right time to take a serious look at what we've got and get behind this world-beating team. So thank you, Leo. Thank you, Jim. Real pleasure to chat with you. And go Targa.
Amen. Have a great day. Thank you.
Go Targa.